Howdy, this is Severely Zero, and today we are going to be revisiting a claim that was made a little bit ago that shades cannot blow out candles when they're hunting in the same room as you. So we have previously performed tests on this, but we did so in Tanglewood, and we were unsure if the boundary lines between the kitchen and the dining room were causing issues. And although we had seen that the ghost had blown out a candle in the same room as us, there's always the question of, are the boundary lines bugged for rooms like that where there's not a definitive wall, because we tend to use the change in flooring as the boundary, but that may not be the case. So we have removed the previous video because one of our biggest things is not spreading misinformation. So we are going to revisit this in Edgefield. We'll be looping the couch where there's no room boundaries near it. So hopefully we'll be able to get a more definitive answer on this. So I'm currently in Edgefield. I have a Banshee. I'm at 150 speed. The Ghost is at 50 speed. We have 4 lanterns set up on this couch, and we're going to loop this Banshee during a hunt and just see how many it blows out, now that we'll be well within the boundaries of a specific room and we shouldn't have any questions of are we crossing the threshold. So let's go ahead and light these. Let's start this hunt. Okay, so we can see it's blown out 3 all in the same room. Okay, so we can see that it blew out 3 while in the same room. Let's go ahead and start another hunt. So we're seeing at least one every hunt, not that it's guaranteed, but it does appear to be on a different interaction setting than its standard throws. But yeah, we can see that while it's in the same room as us, the Banshee can indeed blow out that firelight. So let's just show that it is indeed a Banshee. And it was.
Welcome back.
So yeah, we know that normal ghosts can blow out firelights while they're in the same room as us while they're hunting. I will cut to the next video when I have a shade. So we are finally back with the shade. We have all the evidence for it. It was up in the master bedroom. I used the monkey paw to move it down to the utility room. So we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to light all of these lanterns, and we're going to lure the ghost in here, and we're just going to loop it around the couch. We're doing it in Edgefield instead of Tanglewood this time because the room boundary is a little bit further away, so there shouldn't be any issues with room boundary funkiness that happens, since we should both be in the same room. So we showed previously that the Banshee blew out lots of the firelights during a single hunt. In between, I also just tried a couple more. I had seen the Thay, it also blew out a lot, and I had seen an Oni, and it blew out a lot. So if the claim is correct, Shade shouldn't blow out any of them, and if it doesn't blow out any of them, we'll do 5, 6, maybe up to 10 different hunts to try and get it to blow out a lantern. So, here we go. We're in the same room. Okay, it didn't blow anything out. That's hunt 1. Let's do another one. Again, no candle blowouts. Three hunts and still nothing blown out. It's 4 hunts. And so I'm about out of curse objects I can use that aren't gonna impact my playability, so we'll just sit and wait for the 5th. It's 5 hunts without any blowouts. Which is a significant number because every single ghost that I had tested up to this point, including the Banshee that we did beforehand, blew out at least one every hunt. Six. Let's do one more for good measure, and then we can go sit in the truck or go back to the lobby and make sure it's a shade, and then talk about what this means and the implications it has. Okay, that is 7 hunts, with hunt duration set to long, cursed hunt, it looping around these firelights that should have a radius of 4 meters for it to blow it out in. Didn't touch it. So, let's head back to the lobby, just to make sure that it was a shade, which I'm pretty sure it is based on that behavior. So it is indeed a shade. So let's think the implications of this. So to the person who corrected us in our first video, thank you, that it was a room boundary issue. That the room boundary on Tanglewood's kitchen and dining room is a little fuzzy, and that in that video the shade was indeed not in the room when it blew out the candle. But with this edge-filled video, we are able to show that it is not able to, that it doesn't at least, because we weren't having room boundary issues. And after 7 hunts, that's a lot of time for the ghost to be spending around the firelights and not blowing out, especially with the Banshee, where it was every hunt it was blowing out 1 or more. Now, I wouldn't say it's guaranteed that any ghost can blow out a candle during a hunt, especially if you have a short hunt, um, meaning that you can't really use it as a definitive proof, um, because it could be any ghost just choosing not to blow it out, but it could be a non-definitive strong tell that it could be a shade. But on the flip side, if you are 100% certain that a ghost is in the room with you while it's hunting and you don't suspect any weirdities happening with the room boundaries and it does blow out a firelight, that probably does rule out shade. Now we want to be really careful with this because from our position where we abide by the end user license agreement, we don't look into the code and we don't try to do any sorts of cheats. We try to create vanilla tests that can prove a lot of this. But I feel like this one is pretty convincing, that shade cannot blow out firelights if it is hunting in the same room as you. And the initial idea behind it is that they corrected the shade a few updates ago to not blow out firelights while it's in the same room as you in general. And that they may have overcorrected it and made it so it can't blow out the candle in the same room with you ever, including during hunts, and that does seem to be the case. So we are going to say this one is plausible. There is a good chance we'll end up adding this to the unofficial Phasmo cheat sheet as a tell, as a non-definitive tell, and then a definitive elimination test, but with a very strong warning that this is suspected. We have tested it greatly, but it is not quite confirmed by the developers themselves. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on our Discord where you can ask us questions and give us more ideas of things to research, and we'll see you later.